Good evening. Good evening. Welcome all to the official statewide launch of CLAP, Samvada and VRC schemes organized under the auspices of Kerala State Legal Services Authority. May now invite the honorable dignitaries onto the dais. I invite Honorable Mr. Justice Ashish J. Desai, Honorable Mr. Justice A. Mohammad Mustaq, Honorable Mr. Justice A.K. Jayashankaran Nambiar, Honorable Mr. Justice P.B. Suresh Kumar, Honorable Mr. Justice C.S. Dias, Honorable Mr. Justice Betchu Kurian Thomas, Advocate Gopalakrishna Kurupakki, Advocate Anil Kumar K.N., Advocate S. Manu, Advocate S. Biju, and Advocate Shantama P.K. onto the dais. I also invite Honorable Mrs. Justice Shobha Annama Epan onto the dais. May I also request the august presence of Mr. Joshi John, Member Secretary KeLSA, and Mrs. Jubia A, Director KSMCC on the dais. Let's begin the ceremony by the NALSA theme song.
ന്യായത്തിൻ പൊരുൾ നമുക്കായിതാ, ന്യായത്തിൻ ആകാശം നമുക്കായിതാ, ന്യായത്തിൻ ഉല്ലാസം നമുക്കായിതാ, ന്യായത്തിൻ വിശ്വാസം നമുക്കായിതാ. സമത്വ സുന്ദര ഭാരതം അവകാശികൾ നാമേവരും, നീതി ധർമ്മണി സൗധങ്ങൾ അവകാശികൾ നാമേവരും, അവകാശികൾ നാം പിന്നിനും കൈപ്പിടിയോളമെന്നാകിലും, അവകാശികൾ നാം പിന്നിനും കൈപ്പിടിയോളമെന്നാകിലും.
ചിന്തിക്കരുത്, നമ്മുടെ പരിവേദനം ആരും കേൾക്കാതെ പോകുമെന്ന്. നീതിപീഠം സ്വയം നമ്മുടെ പടിവാതിൽക്കൽ വന്നു നിൽക്കുമ്പോൾ
നിരാശ്രയർക്കും നീതി നേടാം, നിർധനർക്കും നീതി നേടാം, പീഡിതർക്കും നീതി നേടാം, സമനീതി നേടാം. സമത്വ സുന്ദര ഭാരതം അവകാശികൾ നാമേവരും, അവകാശികൾ പ്രത്യാശതൻ ഉദ്യാനവും ഇതിലും നാം, അവകാശികൾ നാം പിന്നിലും കൈപ്പിടിയോളമെന്നാകിലും, അവകാശികൾ നാം പിന്നിലും കൈപ്പിടിയോളമെന്നാകിലും.
ദരിദ്രർക്കും നിസ്സഹായർക്കും സൗജന്യ നിയമസഹായം കാര്യക്ഷമമായി നൽകുന്നതിന് പ്രതിജ്ഞാബദ്ധം. നാഷണൽ ലീഗൽ സർവീസസ് അതോറിറ്റി, നാൽസ. നീതി എല്ലാവർക്കും.
I invite Mr. Joshi John, Member Secretary KeLSA for the welcome remarks.
Honorable the Chief Justice, Honorable Judges and all the dignitaries and participants, a warm good evening to all. We are here for the launch of 3 prestigious schemes of KeLSA, namely Child Legal Assistance Program, Samvada and Victim Rights Center across the state. CLAP is for safeguarding and protecting the mental health and physical well-being of children who are adversely affected by the disputes between their parents or in their families. Samvada is meant for making the school students a socially responsible civic citizens. VRC is for providing support and assistance to victims, especially women, children and transgenders in their emotional, social and legal aspects. My responsibility is to welcome the gathering, and we have with us the Honorable Chief Justice, Mr. Justice Ashish J. Desai to inaugurate the program, Honorable Mr. Justice A. Muhammad Mustaq to preside this function, Honorable Mr. Justice Dr. A.K. Jayashankaran Nambiar to deliver the keynote address, Honorable Mr. Justice P.V. Suresh Kumar to deliver the special address, Honorable Mr. Justice C.S. Dice, Honorable Mr. Justice Bechu Kurian Thomas and Honorable Mr. Justice Shobha Anamma Eapen to launch the schemes. I welcome Honorable the Chief Justice and Honorable Judges to this program. I also welcome Senior Advocate Mr. Gopalakrishna Kurup K, Advocate General, Advocate Anil Kumar K, Chairman Bar Council of Kerala, Advocate S. Manu, Deputy Solicitor General of India, Advocate S. Biju, President in charge of the High Court Advocates Association Ernakulam, and Advocate Shantama P.K., President of the Federation of Women Lawyers. I also welcome Jubia A, Director KSMCC, Advocate Parvati Menon, Advocate J. Sandhya, Advocate Srigala KL, all dignitaries on and off the dais, judicial officers, lawyers, students and all participants to this program. Thank you.
I invite Honorable Mr. Justice A. Muhammad Mustaq, Executive Chairman KeLSA, for the presidential address.
Good evening to all. The 3 projects being launched today. Perhaps many of you might be knowing about 2 of the projects, Samvada and the Victim Rights Center. Samvada started some 6 months back, initially by the High Court Legal Service Committee. Now it is being taken over by KeLSA. For this reason that the dialogue process is happening, the platform of Samvada has to be extended throughout the states, involving all DLSs. The CLAP is a new project. The CLAP came into being based on a judicial order by the revision bench, where, of course, I was a party to that judge order, where we realized while handling large number of family disputes, especially custodial matter, the orders often focus on the interest of the parties who are essentially the disputing parents, and not on the actual interest of the child, whose interest actually the court is supposed to protect. So there is a vacuum. The court is not able to form a proper opinion in a right perspective, keeping in the best interest of the child. So based on the court directives, the CLAP is being launched today. The brother C.S. Dias is the steering committee chairman, who drafted the staff's protocols, rules, regulations, along with assistance given by the mediation director Jupia and Parvati Menon. The Victim Rights Center, many of might be knowing it. The Victim Rights Center established initially by High Court Legal Service Committee, but later it was taken over by the KeLSA during the period of Justice Vinod Chandran, who was then chairman of Legal Service Authority. The focus of the Victim Rights Centers, women, transgenders, marginalized children who sometimes becomes a victim of sexual abuse. But rather it gone beyond to identify the women prisoners also as a victim, in the sense we identify them, they are all victims of circumstances. Today, many of the judges on judicial side refer the matter to the Victims' Rights Center, and Victim Rights Center in turn activate through their volunteers who are rendering pro bono services, who are none other than around 50-55 lawyers of this court, and some of them are coming from district judiciary, and also the law students, psychologists, NGOs. So they involve themselves in this process and try to rehabilitate, try to give assistance, psychological, all kind of supports being given to them. Now, the Victim Rights Center service also being extended across the state and will be available henceforth in all the districts. Similarly, the CLAP as well as Samvada. Now, Legal Service Authority, you all know, is an authority rendering service to millions who cannot afford mainstream justice platform. But today, apart from recognizing as a legal aid or legal aid service, we realize that there are ways and means to redress the grievance of many. While interacting with the many inmates of the prison, women prisoners in Trivandrum and Viyur and Kannur, I realized that they had no hope after they come out from the serving their sentence. They lost hope within themselves. But Victim Rights Center rekindled their hope, and that is it is the Victim Rights Center. The constant interaction they give to them, understanding their need. Now there is a hope for those those who inmates about their future. That exactly the Victim Rights Center. It is hope for everyone that may not be able to be done in the formal justice system. The formal justice system is based on the law and procedures and practice. And beyond law, the formal justice system may not be able to deliver or give or render the service of justice, render justice. In fact, this legal service authority is it's filling that gap and giving hope and giving justice to those who are otherwise not able to have that service of justice. I'm not extending my speech on various projects or various services being rendered because many of might be knowing it, especially today. All the DLSS secretaries are here in the morning, from the morning onwards, and many interaction has taken place. Many youngsters also taken part in that process, and all of them are here. So it might be now they able to gather idea about the various projects being initiated. But one thing I must say and must acknowledge here. This is all ideas conceived by the Kerala Legal Services Authority or High Court Legal Service Authority. But it will never happen without the support of Women's Federation of Lawyers of Kerala High Court Unit. They are the army for that. They are the executioners of this project. It's quite easy to conceive an idea, but translating to the practice is difficult. I see every day the commitment of all of the volunteers, all of the lawyers, others, NGOs in the cause of justice. That's remarkable. Every day I interact with the Parvati Menor, interact with Karthikeya or someone else. They come out with some suggestions and we try to solve it. That's all a decision from the sitting in my chamber. I have not done anything beyond that. It is all done by them. I must also acknowledge the support given by the Shandamma, the president of Women's Federation, senior advocates, Seemantin and others. That support, in fact, itself is a big cause in this process. Without them, it's not possible. I see every day all these volunteers. When I go to the jails, these volunteers, NGO groups, Friends Forum, Wings Forum, many other groups, they associate with these projects. They make it a reality. It is actually their project, their vision, their hope. We are only given a legal support to them. So I must say that young lady lawyers, and of course some of the young male lawyers also in the project of Samvada, Your support is immense, and the future lies on your hands. The Legal Service Authority or the judges sitting in the governing body of the Legal Service Authority are only giving a background support to you and taking forward these projects in the next level. All onus is on your shoulder. So, with these words, I invite Honorable Chief Justice to inaugurate this program.
Thank you, sir. I invite our Chief Justice, Honorable Mr. Justice Ashish D. Desai, Patron-in-Chief KeLSA, for the inaugural address.
My sister and brother judges on the dais of the dais, dignitaries on the dais, senior advocates, Advocate General, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening to all of you. Access to justice for all is the motto of the Legal Services Authority in India. The Kerala State Legal Services Authority is always at the forefront in providing legal aid to the poor, weak and the marginalized section of the society for ensuring their constitutional and legal rights. As we all know, the role and importance of the Legal Service Authority is not only to assist the needy to get justice, but also to bring in awareness of the laws to the people. I am immensely happy and to participate in today's program for inauguration of three more important schemes, namely Victim Rights Center, Samvada and Child Legal Assistance Program, which I am sure will add more feathers in the cap of KeLSA. The Victim Rights Center is conceptualized for rendering pro bono services to women, children and transgenders, to be implemented by women lawyers, NGOs and also with active support of police and Kerala Women's Commission. The center extends legal aid to victims and also provide emotional support by way of counseling and psychological intervention. I am informed that the venture VRC includes the approved project of prison mentoring, in which women convicts in the prison in our state are being mentored by a team of 2 women lawyers, 1 social worker and 1 psychologist. It is heartening to note that the mentors team visit the inmates' families too, so that the families are emotionally prepared to receive the inmates back to their fold once the period of conviction is over. VRC has been successfully in recognizing hopes in them to get them back to the mainstream of our society without any stigma attached. Another approved venture of the project VRC is the Sexual Assault Survivor Scheme, which is functioning with the help of lawyers and psychologists. The NGOs who associate with this project have been extending immense support to provide shelter to the survivors at times of immigrant need and have always arisen to the occasion to support the cause of the survivors. The project Samvada was rolled out by the Kerala High Court Legal Services Committee in April 23, targeting school students of standard 8 to 12 in the state, irrespective of the affiliation of the schools. By this project, the students are afforded a guided tour in the High Court of Kerala and a 45 minutes module presentation on lessons of law by the resource persons who are lawyers trained for this purpose. A short interaction with judges of the High Court is also afforded to the students as part of this project. Recently, I had occasion to interact with students of a school in my chamber in presence of Brother Justice Mustaq Mohammed. I could feel that the zest of young blood in pondering the opportunities for expanding their horizons of knowledge, particularly in the legal area, through that interaction. I am also informed that in order to bring in awareness the basic laws of country for the last so many years, KeLSA has been organized state-level quiz competition for the students of higher secondary classes based on the publication Lessons in Law. I have no hesitation to state that the present scheme Samvada launches by KeLSA will go a long way in facilitating creation of awareness among the school students about our constitution, crimes, punishment, hierarchy of courts, environmental laws, traffic rules, right to information act, etc. The third scheme, Child Legal Assistance Program, is envisaged by KeLSA based on a direction given by this court in a family matter. As per the scheme, lawyers who are willing to represent children will be appointed in custody matters and also in such litigations where child rights are involved as child support lawyer to give psychological support to the children with the help of district resource centers under the Women and Child Development. The project will extend legal and psychological support to children and facilitate them to express their views and concern and enable to concerned courts authorities to take a decision to secure the paramount welfare and best interest of the children in the litigation. The three schemes being launched today would be successful only if there is cooperation amongst all of its stakeholders. I seize this occasion to implore on every stakeholders to be cooperative. On this occasion, I wish congratulate Srimati Parvati Menon, Srimati J. Sandhya and Srimati Sri Kala KL, advocates of this court who are working as project coordinator, VRC and state coordinator of CLAP and Samvada, respectively, for their selfless service towards these noble endeavors. My sincere congratulations and gratitude to all those lawyers who are offering pro bono services to the various activities of KeLSA. I also take this opportunity to congratulate and appreciate the efforts taken by KeLSA and the High Court Legal Services Committee on formulating various schemes for achieving the cherished goal of access to justice for all. With immense pleasure, I formally inaugurate the function making the launch of three novel schemes of the Kerala State Legal Services Authority. Thank you all.
Thank you, sir. I invite Honorable Mr. Justice A.K. Jayashankaran Nambia, Member, Advisory and Consultative Panel to NALSA for the keynote address.
Honorable the Chief Justice, Ashish Desai, Justice Mushtaq, other brother and sister judges, Advocate General, other dignitaries present here, judicial officers, my lawyer friends, ladies and gentlemen. I must begin with an apology. Owing to a bad throat, I'm beginning to sound increasingly like Marlon Brando from the Godfather movies. For the same reason, I don't want to prolong the speech, but let me just say a few things which will put or give a certain context to what is happening here today. First and foremost, congratulations, Brother Mushtaq and his dedicated team at KeLSA. What they have achieved today and what they are rolling out today is an undeniable feat of excellence. They've been at this for some time now, and I know that because I was also a part of the group that interacted with the students in the Samvada program. I also know what is happening at the Victim Rights Center because for some time I was holding fort or holding charge of the High Court Legal Services Committee. The other program, the other scheme is something new. I had not understood the scheme till I read about it this afternoon. But much has been said about the schemes by the previous speakers, by the Chief Justice, and I'm sure much will be said in the addresses that are to follow. But what we must realize here is that in a society like ours, which is multicultural, multi-ethnic, multilingual, pluralistic in every sense, the commitment to the rule of law that is mandated by our Constitution requires our democratic institutions to come out of their traditional roles and do something more. So we can't bask in the glory of history and say that we will not do anything that is not expected of us under the Constitution. Today, globally, the judiciaries in various countries, various democratic countries, are coming out of their shell, coming out of their aloofness, and actually taking part in active governance, much as it may be found undesirable by the populace. But there is a justification in what we do. There is a justification for us to actually get out and enter into the realms of governance. The often cited example or justification is that when the other branches of government do not do what is necessary under the Constitution to get the citizens their rights, then it is up to the judiciary as the guardian of those rights to step in and make it available for them. Now, normally the judiciary is expected to decide through their judgments, through their conduct in court. But there are very many things that we can even do outside the court. And that, I think, is the area where the bodies like the NALSA and the KeLSA in our state step in. There are certain things that we can do outside of our courts, and we can give directions, and we can even give legal awareness to the citizens so that they can come forward and we can assist them in getting them their due share of their rights and privileges which the Constitution safeguards for them and assures them. So these programs which are being rolled out today, these schemes which are rolled out today, are just some of the many schemes which I'm sure under the able guidance of Justice Mushtaq, we will see being rolled out in the coming years as well. There's nothing under our Constitution which says that the recognition of the rights of citizens is the function only of the judiciary. In fact, if you will recall that the provisions of the Constitution say that it is the state that shall guarantee those rights. The state does not mean the judiciary alone. The state means all the organs of which comprise that concept of a state. So today, we find increasingly that the judiciary steps in when the executive or the legislature or the other functionaries under the Constitution fail to act. And this cannot be said to be encroachment in a traditional sense. It is basically just discharging the obligations in lieu or instead of what has to be done by the other organs. So I think we're justified in what we're doing, and I think we're doing a fairly good job at it, because for some reason, historically and otherwise, there is a general faith reposed by the public in the judicial institution. And when we give directions, it doesn't have to be peremptory directions, it doesn't have to be backed with a sanction of law. People generally respond to it with the feeling that we are somehow trying to help them. And I think that's a good trend in a democracy where the judiciary has got the faith of the people, and the judiciary lives up to that faith through its proper conduct. And this cannot be said to be conduct other than proper conduct. So I wish Justice Mushtaq and the KeLSA in general and all its volunteers and stakeholders the very best in the years to come. May they continue to provide these services as envisaged by the National Legal Services Act. And you can be rest assured that the support of the judges and the support of the lawyers, as you've already seen, will always be there. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. May I now invite Honorable Mr. Justice P.B. Suresh Kumar, Chairman, High Court Legal Services Committee, for the special address.
The Honorable Chief Justice, the President of the Function and the Executive Chairman of KeLSA, Justice Muhammad Mushtaq, Justice Nambia, Justice Dias, Justice Bechukurian Thomas, Justice Shobha Namai, and esteemed brother and sister judges who are present at the dignitaries on and off the dais, Advocate General Sri Gopalakrishna Kurpa, Chairman Bar Council of Kerala, Advocate Anil Kumar, Deputy Solicitor of India Sri S. Manu, President of the High Court Advocates Association, Biju, President of the Kerala Federation of Women Lawyers, Advocate Shandama, my dear friends, I'm standing before you in my capacity as the chairman of the High Court Legal Services Committee. Much has been said about the 3 schemes which are going to be launched statewide today. I want to just go into those details. The schemes are Victim Rights Center, Samvada, and Child Legal Awareness Tier 8 program. I'm happy to be part of this endeavor and also part of this function. As far as the scheme Victim Rights Center is concerned, this is a scheme that has already been launched by the High Court Legal Service Committee in the year 2021. And I understand that a lot of women and children who fall under the category of victim of circumstance are benefited by that. The endeavor of KeLSA today is to launch the scheme statewide so that the benefit of the scheme can be extended to the affected persons throughout the state. Similar is the situation as far as the other project, that is Samvada, that has already been rolled out by the High Court Legal Service Committee in the year 2012. That has also benefited hundreds of school children, and we are now trying to extend the benefit of the scheme to similarly placed children around throughout the state. Of course, as far as the other scheme, Child Legal Aid Program, as a scheme evolved based on a judicial order, but is said to take place. But as far as on an occasion like this, what I would like to just say is that these are not schemes which are evolved to provide legal awareness or legal aid. According to me, these are schemes which are intended to just the object of achieving or securing justice, compassion, and inclusivity. And if we are able to implement it successfully, I have no doubt that this will take you forward, take us forward to a society where all persons' rights are protected and safeguarded. Wishing Kerala Legal Service Authority and its team a great success in all their endeavors in implementing these schemes. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Now, let's move on to the official launch ceremony. CLAP scheme, a scheme for child legal assistance in guardianship matters and also matters involving child sexual offences. As per the scheme, lawyers are appointed in their independent capacity to represent children who will hereinafter be referred as child support lawyer and will extend legal and psychological support to children and to secure the paramount welfare and best interest of the children in litigation. I request Honorable Mr. Justice C.S. Dias to officially launch the scheme CLAP. Thank you, sir. I request Honorable Mr. Justice C.S. Dias to speak a few words on this occasion.
Respected Chief Justice, esteemed sister and brother judges, other dignitaries on and off the dais, senior and junior members of the bar, officers of the district judiciary, distinguished guests and friends. A child shows a man as morning shows the day, said Milton. We are witnessing history this evening with the launch of a revolutionary initiative by KeLSA, the first of its kind in its country, the Child Legal Assistance Program, fondly called as CLAP. CLAP has been conceptualized based on a direction in a path-rendering judgment rendered by a division bench of Justice A. Mohammad Mustafa and Shofis Thomas, which found the rights of children were being compromised in litigation involving their rights. Children are not made cattle, nor are they playthings of their parents, observed the Honorable Supreme Court in Rosie Jacobs' case. To redress this issue, the court directed KeLSA to form a scheme to render legal aid assistance to children whose rights are marred in litigation. Although the Supreme Court has time and again reiterated that children's rights have to be protected, there's no legislation on the point. I think keeping in mind these principles, the division bench of this court, for the first time in the country, has come out with this innovative scheme wherein the child rights would be protected through child support lawyers in litigations involving child rights to enable the children to express their desires and voices their concern through a child support lawyer which would secure the paramount welfare and best interests of the children, which is the mandate under the Constitution of India, the Legal Service Authority Act, various enactments that are enforced, as well as the international covenants which are in vogue. Our children are the greatest treasure. They are our future. Those who abuse them tear the fabric of our society and weaken our nation, observed Nelson Mandela. I am certain that CLAP will make a real-life difference for the future citizens of our country and help the courts in dispensation of justice. I, on behalf of all gathered here, wish KeLSA the very best in this noble venture. Thank you, Jayant.
Thank you, sir. Samvada. Catch them young and watch them grow. A befitting phrase to describe the mission of this project. To inculcate value-based civic sense in students and equip them to resist the vices of nepotism and corruption in the system with a vision to mold them as responsible citizens of the country. I request Honorable Mr. Justice Betchu Kurian Thomas to officially launch Samvada scheme.
മറക്കാനാവാത്ത ഒരു ദിവസമായിരുന്നു. ഹൈക്കോടതിയിലെ നടപടിക്രമങ്ങളും കണ്ണും കേട്ടും മനസ്സിലാക്കാൻ ഞങ്ങൾക്ക് സാധിച്ചു. ഞങ്ങളുടെ ഭാവി ജീവിതത്തിൽ ഉപകരിക്കുന്ന രീതിയിലുള്ള ഒരു കൗൺസിലിംഗ് സെക്ഷൻ ഞങ്ങൾ, അതുപോലെ സിനിമയിലും കഥകളിലും മാത്രം കണ്ണും കേട്ടും പരിചയമുള്ള ജഡ്ജിയുമായി ഇന്ററാക്ട് ചെയ്യാനുള്ള ഭാഗ്യവും ഞങ്ങൾക്കുണ്ടായി. ചുരുക്കം പറഞ്ഞാൽ ഒരു ദിവസം നീണ്ടുനിന്ന സംവാദം എന്ന പ്രോഗ്രാം ഞങ്ങൾ തീർച്ചയായും ഒരു മുതൽക്കൂട്ടാണ് എന്നതിന് സംശയമില്ല. താങ്ക് യു.
Hello everyone, I am Alina Siddiq, of grade 12 from Ebenezer International Residential School. On 26th August of 2023, we got the opportunity to visit the High Court of Kerala under the initiative of the High Court Legal Service Committee conceived by Chairman of High Court Legal Services Committee. That day, we learned about the law, traffic rules, drug abuse, sexual harassment, environmental law, and even the POCSO Act. Also, we got the opportunity to go inside the High Court and witness the court proceedings. Not only that, we were allowed to have an interactive session with Justice Muhammad Niaz, who spared his valuable time to clear our doubts and questions. I believe this project has given us a new perspective of the rules and regulations of our country that enable us to become a civic citizen. We were also able to enlighten our fellow students with everything we learned, and it was very useful to them. This visit not only taught us about the ways in which the supreme law works, but also the life of a lawyer in court. Overall, a very fruitful day of learning how to become a civic person. Thank you.
May I invite Honorable Mr. Justice Pechu Kurian Thomas to address the August gathering.
The Honorable Chief Justice, esteemed sister and brother judges, other dignitaries on the days, my brother and sister judges of the days, my friends in the legal profession and that of the judiciary. A brilliant concept executed even more brilliantly is how I may explain Project Samvada to all of you. Knowledge and awareness can remove the shroud that clouds our mind, which is something which I always felt. And I feel that Project Samvada, which literally means samvadam, interaction or dialogue, is precisely that. The ideas about court and laws, which youngsters have in their mind, are gained from movies or other verbal knowledge, nothing direct. A direct interaction and a direct knowledge creates a difference. I, for one, can tell you, I am a testimony of such a dialogue. From 5th standard to 10th standard, every day during school time, during lunch time, I was in a court. I was walking through the side of the court, watching the interactions in the court, which inspired me to take up law as a profession. I have no doubt that the Project Samvada is not just going to instill civic sense in a child, but can also inspire them to become doyens of this profession. Who knows? From those persons who are walking around every Wednesday through the court halls and through the court corridors, we may find tomorrow Palkiwalas, Sirvais, Setalwads, or Chandrajuds, Krishnayas, or Bhagavatis. This could be another wing of Samvada's ultimate result. In this context, I must congratulate the persons who have worked behind this project, which includes Justice Mushtaq, who has been the pioneer in bringing out this novel idea, Parvati Menon, and Leo Lucas, and various others. I'm not naming all of them. All these persons have worked tirelessly behind this project. Every Wednesday when we see the children walking across, we are also, as judges, inspired to see the young children showing interest in learning about courts and the law. As we have decided to expand Project Samvada to every part of the state, to every district in the state, I'm sure that all the judicial officers and the volunteers will do their very best to take up Project Samvada to the next level. Wishing the project the very best, and I'm extremely happy to launch this officially. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Victim Rights Center, a service platform rendering pro bono services to women, children, and transgender. A victim, as per VRC guideline, is a woman or child or a transgender who is a victim of circumstances. VRC functions with pro bono services of women lawyers, NGOs approved by KeLSA, and with active support of government service providers, police, and Kerala Women's Commission. The center extends legal aid to victims and also provide emotional support by way of counseling and psychological intervention with the help of qualified psychologists and social workers attached to the approved NGOs. May I now request Honorable Mrs. Justice Shobha Annama Eapen to officially launch Project Victim Rights Center.
2-3 കേസുകളുണ്ട് എനിക്ക്. ഒന്ന് പോക്സോ കേസ് ഇരാറ്റുപേട്ട കോർട്ടിലും പിന്നെ 498 DV ഉത്തരവ് ലംഘിച്ചതിൻ്റെ കേസുകൾ നടക്കുന്നുണ്ട്. അപ്പം ഞാൻ ഓർഫനാണ്. എന്നെ ഹെൽപ്പ് ചെയ്യാനൊന്നും ആരും ഉണ്ടായിരുന്നില്ല. എനിക്ക് കോടതിയിൽ നിന്ന് ഉത്തരവ് കിട്ടിക്കഴിഞ്ഞും പോലീസിൻ്റെ ഭാഗത്തുനിന്നോ ആരുടെ ഭാഗത്തുനിന്നോ ഒരു നീതിയും ഉണ്ടായിരുന്നില്ല. പിന്നെ ഞാൻ ഈ ഉത്തരവിന് വേണ്ടി കുറേ ഞാൻ അലഞ്ഞു നടപ്പാക്കി കിട്ടാൻ വേണ്ടി. അപ്പം എനിക്ക് ആരും എന്നെ ഹെൽപ്പ് ചെയ്തിരുന്നില്ല. പിന്നെ ഞാൻ സബ് ജഡ്ജിനെ കാണാൻ പോയി. അവിടുന്ന് മേഡം എനിക്ക് സാർ എനിക്ക് വിക്ടിം റൈറ്റ്സ് സെൻറ്ററിലെ മേഡത്തിൻ്റെ നമ്പർ തന്നു. പിന്നെ മേഡത്തിനോട് ഞാൻ കാര്യങ്ങളെല്ലാം പറഞ്ഞ് മേഡം ഇടപെട്ടതിന് ശേഷം മാത്രമാണ് എനിക്ക് നീതി കിട്ടാൻ തുടങ്ങിയത്. കോടതിയുമായി ബന്ധപ്പെട്ടതിന് ശേഷമാണ് എനിക്ക് നീതി കിട്ടാൻ തുടങ്ങിയത്. അതുവരെ എനിക്കൊരു പ്രതീക്ഷയില്ലായിരുന്നു. പൈസ ഇല്ലാത്തതിൻ്റെ പേരിലോ ആരും ഇല്ലാത്തതിൻ്റെ പേരിലോ നീതി കിട്ടുമെന്നുള്ളത്. വിക്ടിം റൈറ്റ്സ് സെൻറ്ററിൻ്റെ ഇടപെടൽ മൂലമാണ് എനിക്കിപ്പം നീതി കിട്ടുന്നതും കൂടുതൽ പ്രതീക്ഷയും ജീവിക്കാനും നീതിക്ക് വേണ്ടി പോരാടാനും ഒക്കെ ഒരു ധൈര്യവും ഇതെല്ലാം കിട്ടിയത്.
നമസ്കാരം. ഞാൻ ഒരു കേസിലേക്ക് സെലിബ്രിറ്റിയായിട്ട് ജയിലിൽ ആയിപ്പോയി. ഞാൻ മലയാളിയില്ല ബേസിക്കലി. അപ്പോൾ ഞാൻ 2000 7 വർഷം ശിക്ഷ കിട്ടി. 7 വർഷ ശിക്ഷയിൽ 2021 I came in contact with the Victim Rights Center. അപ്പോൾ Victim Rights Center's team ജയിലിൽ കാണാൻ വന്നു. Basically to see the conditions of the prisoners. അവിടുത്തെ പ്രതികാവസ്ഥ മനസ്സിലാക്കിയാൻ വേണ്ടി അവരെ എനിക്ക് സഹായം കൊടുക്കാം. മെന്റലി, ഇമോഷണലി, ലീഗലി അങ്ങനെ സഹായിക്കാൻ വേണ്ടി ആ ഒരു ഇന്റൻഷൻ എനിക്ക് റൈറ്റ്സിലേക്ക് കുറേ മെമ്പേഴ്സ് വന്നു. ദാറ്റ് വാസ് ദ ഫസ്റ്റ് പോയിന്റ് ഓഫ് കോൺടാക്ട് ഹൗ ഐ കേം ഇൻ ടച്ച് വിത്ത് ദി വിക്ടിം റൈറ്റ്സ് സെന്റർ. അപ്പോൾ എൻ്റെ പ്രശ്നങ്ങൾ എല്ലാ പ്രതികളുടെ പ്രശ്നങ്ങളെല്ലാം നമ്മൾ പറഞ്ഞ് മനസ്സിലാക്കി കൊടുത്തു. സോ എനിക്ക് ഒരുപാട് ബെനിഫിറ്റ് കിട്ടി പേഴ്സണൽ ലെവലിൽ. ശരിക്കും എല്ലാ പ്രതികളും ഒരുപാട് ബെനിഫിറ്റ് കിട്ടിയിട്ടുണ്ട്. അടുത്തടുത്ത് നമുക്ക് കൗൺസിലിംഗ് സെഷൻസ് ആണ് ഇമോഷണൽ ലെവലിലേക്ക് ബിൽഡിംഗ് അപ്പ് ചെയ്യാൻ വേണ്ടി. ഹെൽത്ത് ക്യാമ്പ്സ് ഒരുപാട് ഓർഗനൈസ് ചെയ്തിട്ടുണ്ടായിരുന്നു. നമ്മുടെ ഫാമിലി മെമ്പേഴ്സിനെ ബന്ധപ്പെട്ടാൽ നമുക്ക് എനിക്ക് ഫാമിലി സപ്പോർട്ട് കിട്ടാൻ വേണ്ടി തന്നെ. പിന്നെ ജയിലിൽ നമ്മൾ ചെറിയ ചെറിയ ബുദ്ധിമുട്ടുകളാണ്, അത് എനിക്ക് ശരിയാക്കാൻ വേണ്ടി ലീഗലി എന്താ പറയുക ലോയേഴ്സ് അപ്പോയിന്റ് ചെയ്തിട്ട് നമ്മൾ കേസ് സ്പീഡ് അപ്പ് ചെയ്താൽ വേണ്ടി ഐ തിങ്ക് ഓവറോൾ ഒത്തിരി സഹായം കിട്ടി. ഐ തിങ്ക് ഞാൻ ഒരു പ്രതീക്ഷയിൽ ഉണ്ടായിരുന്നു such a group should come up forward who can understand us not like a prisoner but as a human being and can help us as a human being. So I think overall the victim rights centers has given that touch of not seeing us like a prisoners but they always thought we are human beings.
I invite Honorable Mrs. Justice Shobha Annama Epan to address the August gathering.
Honorable the Chief Justice, Mr. Justice Ashish Desai, esteemed sister and brother judges, the dignitaries on the dais, senior advocates, judicial officers, advocates, students, and everyone present here, good evening to one and all. Victim Rights Center is a service platform rendering pro bono services to women, children, and transgenders. The master brain of Victim Rights Center, CLAP, and Samvada is of a brother judge, Justice Mohammed Mushtaq. And all the schemes now rolled out today we all call the babies of Justice Mohammed Mushtaq. And the names were also called by Justice Mohammed Mushtaq only. Unlike the other two schemes, VRC, Victim Rights Center, is little ahead and was originally initiated by the High Court Legal Service Committee since October 2021. And now the project is under the aegis of KeLSA since January 2022. As per the VRC guidelines, a victim is a woman, child, or transgender who is a victim of circumstances. VRC functions with pro bono services of women lawyers, NGO approved by KeLSA, and with active support of government service providers, Police and Kerala Women's Commission. The center also extend legal aid to victims and also provide emotional support by way of counseling and psychological intervention with the help of qualified psychologists and social workers attached to the approved NGOs. The students of law and psychology also volunteer this project. One of the approved scheme of this project is prison mentoring. The women convicts in the prisons of the state are being mentored by the VRC team for the past 2 years. Each mentoring team consists of 2 women lawyers, 1 social worker, and 1 psychologist. The students of law and psychology also form part of the mentoring team as volunteers. Prison mentoring is held physically and the follow-ups are being done virtual mode. But the team has been visiting the prisons at the instance of welfare officers whenever requested. And after the mentoring sessions, phenomenal changes have been noted in the inmates. The team also takes effort to mentor the families of the inmates so that the families are emotionally prepared to receive the inmates back to their fold once the period of conviction is over. And the main focus is on preparing the convicts to re-enter the society with transformation and confidence, for which the team provides emotional support and even rehabilitation if required. VRC has been successful in rekindling hopes in them to get them back to the mainstream without stigma. Another approved scheme of VRC is a Sexual Assault Survivor Scheme, known as SAS scheme. The SAS scheme is functioning with the help of lawyers and psychologists. And it is noteworthy to mention that the NGOs who associate with this project have extending immense support to provide shelter to the survivors at times of emergent need and have always risen to the occasion to support the cause of the survivors. The Victim Rights Center has made effective intervention in many victim-based issues before this court and before various courts of law in the state. There is a 24/7 mobile number which is handled by a women lawyer every week on rotation and is presently included in the NALSA scheme for victim protection. By extending the scheme to the entire state, with all your support and help, we sincerely hope and wish that the victims of circumstances are extended the service of the center effectively. I wish all the best to the KeLSA in the coming years. Thank you. Jai Hind.
Thank you, ma'am. We move on to the presentation of awards for commendable contribution in legal services. May I request Honorable Mr. Justice A. Mohammed Mushtaq to do the honors. The award for the best panel lawyer is shared by 2 lawyers, Advocate Jisan P. Jose of District Legal Service Authority, Malappuram, and Advocate Renjini of District Legal Service Authority, Thiruvananthapuram. May I request Advocate Jisan P. Jose, DLSA, Malappuram, to come on to the dais and receive the award. I request Advocate Ranjini to come on to the dais and receive the award for the best panel lawyer. The award for the best community paralegal volunteer goes to Tamisa of DLSC Tirunelveli. May I request Ms. Tamisa to come on to the dais and receive the award. The award for the best student paralegal volunteer goes to Ms. Farsana from Government Law College, Ernakulam. I request Ms. Farsana to come on to the dais and receive the award. The award for the best paralegal volunteer in prisons goes to Mr. Tajuddin of DLSA Kasaragod. I request Mr. Tajuddin to come on to the dais and receive the award. The award for the best legal aid clinic in colleges goes to Government Law College, Thrissur. May I request a representative to come forward and receive the award on behalf of Government Law College, Thrissur, Best Legal Aid Clinic in Colleges. Congratulations to all the winners and thank you Honorable Mr. Justice A. Mohammed Mustaq. We move on to the felicitations. I invite Senior Advocate Gopalakrishna Kurupaji, K, Advocate General, Kerala, to offer felicitations on this occasion.
The Honorable the Chief Justice of the High Court of Kerala, Justice Ashish Desai, President of the function, Honorable Mr. Justice Mohammed Mustaq, judges of this Honorable Court who are present on the dais and off the dais, other dignitaries present on the dais and off the dais, friends, ladies and gentlemen. As is the case with many other instances, it was our state of Kerala which was also the pace setter in our country in formulating a legal aid scheme, Kerala Legal Aid to the Scheduled Caste and Scheduled Tribes under the Poor Rules 1957. Came into force on 3/9/1957. 2 decades before, Article 39A was inserted into the Constitution, and 3 decades before the Legal Service Authorities Act was passed by the Parliament in 1987. Soon after the insertion of Article 39A into the Constitution, the state government came out with the Kerala Legal Aid and Advice to the Poor and Conduct of Their Case Rules 1978. Likewise, the state of Kerala, KeLSA, in contradistinction to other state legal service authorities, is also pioneering itself into many hitherto uncharted courses. The other day, we saw Sadgamaya, a citizen-centric program aimed at increasing legal awareness for the community at large. Today, we have just witnessed inauguration of 3 such unique endeavors, CLAP, Samvada, and BRC, Victim Rights Center. Children are the world's most valuable resource and its best hope for future. CLAP envisages a system for providing legal support to children in guardianship matters and in cases arising out of sexual offenses. I'm sure that this scheme will cater to the best interests of the children. I'm also hopeful that the same will open new avenues for my fellow brethren in Black Rocks. His Lordship Justice A. Mohammed Mushtaq is well known for innovative thinking and for perceiving out of the box ideas. Samvada, aimed at nurturing school students to become civic citizens, is another such novel idea conceptualized by His Lordship Justice A. Mohammed Mushtaq. The project envisions guided tour of this honorable court for school students followed by module presentation introducing them to law and legal aspects. Victims of crime must be treated with compassion. Their dignity is to be respected, and they are entitled to access of justice for prompt redressal of the wrong done to them. An independent and accountable victim protection system is certainly the need of the day. Victim Rights Center definitely fits into that group. Though formally inaugurated today, VRC has already been operationalized with 57 pro bono women lawyers and 15 NGOs approved by KeLSA. It has been undertaking mentorship scheme in prisons in Kerala and multifarious interventions in legal proceedings as well as other social interventions. I wholeheartedly felicitate KeLSA for these initiatives and offer all unstinting support on my behalf, on behalf of the state law officers, and on behalf of the government. Thank you, Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir. I invite Advocate Anil Kumar KN, Chairman, Bar Council of Kerala, to offer felicitations on this occasion.
President of the function, Executive Chairman of KeLSA, Honorable Mr. Justice A. Mohammed Mushtaq, Chief Guest of the Day, Honorable Chief Justice, Justice Ashish J. Desai, Honorable Judges on the officer dais, my fraternity members, judicial officers, students. Today we have witnessed the launch of 3 innovative projects of KeLSA. Each of these endeavors will have far-reaching effects in the field of legal rights. They are in keeping the noble objectives of the Legal Service Authority Act, that of providing legal service to poor and disadvantaged sections of society, namely peoples who need them most. They will totally improve the legal awareness among public, especially among students and children. I am indeed privileged to have been here. In fact, the nature and texture of justice delivery system and the legal profession is changing. KeLSA is taking good initiative in these changes. On behalf of Bar Council of Kerala, I extend the wholehearted support to all the projects of KeLSA. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. May I now invite Advocate S. Manu, Deputy Solicitor General of India, for the felicitation address.
Honorable Chief Justice, Mr. Justice A.J. Desai, Honorable Justice A. Mohammed Mushtaq, presiding over this function, Honorable Judges, Justice A. Jayashankaran Nambiar, Justice P.B. Suresh Kumar, Justice C.S. Dias, Justice Bechu Kurian Thomas, Justice Shobha Annamma Eepan, and other honorable judges present among the audience, Learned Advocate General, Chairman of the Bar Council of Kerala, President in charge of the Kerala High Court Advocates Association, senior lawyers, judicial officers, my lawyer friends, and dear students. Good evening to all of you. Extension of 2 exceptional and exemplary activities of KeLSA and also launch of a new initiative has happened here. It is yet another remarkable milestone in the journey of KeLSA. It is really heartening to note that women members of the legal fraternity have taken initiative for leading the Victim Rights Center. With great commitment and enthusiasm, they have undertaken the noble activity.
They took pains to travel even to the remote islands of the Union Territory of Lakshadweep to extend activities of the Victim Rights Center. Often we lament about lesser presence and participation of women in the legal arena, sometimes forgetting the fact that the percentage of lady lawyers in the country is even now less than 20. However, the lady lawyers of our bar, with their passionate involvement in the activities of KeLSA, have proved their potential to emerge as a creative minority who can efficaciously take on and lead such innovative projects. Samvada is another excellent initiative aimed at creating legal awareness among school students. For any society governed by the rule of law, promoting legal awareness shall be a solemn commitment. The legal awareness of a student creates a certain picture of legal reality in his or her mind. With exposure to legal awareness activities, students learn about legal phenomena, trying to understand what is forbidden and what is encouraged by law, what is his or her rights and duties are. Introduction to basic tenets of law at formative ages will certainly help to inculcate better civic sense and improve the overall personality of the child. Local level initiatives for school students like legal literacy clubs started in some other states have helped much in promoting legal literacy. I hope that Samvada will expand its activities in coming days, aim at reaching out to every student of our state, and will plan local level activities also across the state. I congratulate all associated with KeLSA, Victim Rights Center and Samvada for their exemplary commitment to the legal service activities and wish the best to the future initiatives also. Thank you all.
Thank you, sir. Now may I invite Advocate S. Biju, President in Charge, High Court Advocate Association, to offer felicitations.
Honorable the Chief Justice of Kerala, Honorable Mr. Justice Ajay Desai, President of the function, Honorable Mr. Justice Mohammad Mushtaq, Honorable Judges, Honored of the Dais, Dignitaries, Honored of the Dais, members of the District Judiciary, my esteemed brothers and sisters of the bar, law students, ladies and gentlemen, warm good evening to one and all. First of all, I would congratulate the High Court Legal Services Authority and the Kerala State Legal Services Authority for extending and launching 3 of its most admired projects for the benefit of the entire society of Kerala. All these 3 projects have some special characters or some specializations as varied from the previous projects of KeLSA or our justice dispensation system. For our system was waiting for the problems to come to them and then solve it. On the other hand, these 3 projects, it reaches out to the public where the problem arises and it creates a kind of awareness or strength among the victims or its subjects to create a formidable defense for issues that may arise in future. All these 3 projects assumes importance in that aspects. Out of the 3 projects, I think for me and for Kerala High Court Advocates Association, Samvada has some more consideration or a special place. It's not because a handful of our members are, including the Federation of Women Lawyers, Senior Advocates Association and our young lawyers, are actively involved in rolling out the projects. But for a reason that it reaches out to the children, which is the future of our society, creating a kind of awareness how to deal with issues that may arise in future and how to create a model citizen, a citizen which is having civic sense to lead this nation. And for that reason, Samvada, the very name itself shows that it creates an opportunity to invoke, to start a dialogue within themselves, to their friends, to the society, to the entire society, which is capable of creating civic sensed citizens which can lead our society in future. As we all know, as a child is born, from the very date of birth or when his very sense is opens, we are giving that 10 centimeter box to him, alienating him from the entire developments that is happening around him. And he is not concerned about the development of the society. He is not concerned about what is happening to the very student which is sitting next to him. But Samvada creates a model citizen which can create model for others also. As we all know, even Mahatma Gandhi has told in his autobiography that along with Harishchandra and many other icons from which he has drawn inspiration, it was his friends who had inspired him to talk and to do innovative things. And this can happen to our younger generation also, and we can create models from among the children itself to create a model society. As we all, Wordsworth has said that child is the father of mankind. We can definitely create a model society which can lead our nation in future. And I feel that not only the High Court Advocates Association or the lawyers here, the entire Bar Association and legal fraternity of Kerala has a lot more to contribute towards the Project Samvada and other schemes which are being rolled out here. The Bar Associations should not be mere providers of manpower supplies for the awareness schemes awareness program that is going to happen. Bar Association should actively, the steering committee should also consider involving the bar associations actively when we roll out the programs throughout the state. And I wish all success to this program, all the 3 programs, and let this program be a guiding light for the entire nation to roll out such programs throughout the nation. I wish all success to this program. Thank you all. Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir. I invite Advocate Shantama PK, President, Kerala Federation of Women Lawyers, to address the August gathering.
Honorable Chief Justice, Mr. Justice Ashish Jitendra Desai, President of the Function, ex-Justice Muhammad Mustaq, Honorable Judges on the dais and off the dais, Young Advocate General, other dignitaries on the dais and off the dais, and my dear friends. A person who wishes to do something for the betterment of the society will keep working on it. I have no hesitation to say that Justice Muhammad Mustaq is such a person. When I visited him first at his Lordship's chamber after taking charge as President of Kerala Federation of Women Lawyers in 2021, the judge asked me to give some names who are actually interested in social activities, rather socially committed. Justice Mustaq had also given me a list of advocates. That was for VRC. From there, Justice Mustaq has introduced many projects, and his Lordship included Federation members in all the set projects. Justice Mustaq is a man with 100-mile speed, and we also tried to chase him in the same speed, and to a certain extent, I can say you have succeeded. First, he introduced VRC, then Family Counseling Center, then Samvada, and many other projects beneficial to each section of the society. In VRC, Justice Mustaq was thinking of the women in jail, whether they can be mentored for having a free mind. The judge made opportunities for them to interact with our lady advocates, for which the members visited many jails in different parts of Kerala. Tremendous changes noted in them, and they opened up their minds to our VRC members. Their performance with much enthusiasm was amazing. In a quiz program conducted by VRC team, where almost all the questions were answered, and at last the quizmasters were to find out another set of questions for declaring the winners. Thereafter, Mr. Justice Mustaq discussed the grievances and agonies of the deserted women due to the breakup of marriages and such other issues. There emerged the Family Counseling Center. The VRC members are dealing with the rights of victims of sexual abuses. The project also includes the sad fate of tribal men who happen to be caught up in POXO cases due to their customs and rights. The next was the so delicate Project Samvada for the students for making them aware of different laws, the duties and responsibilities for upholding the moral values. At this instance, we must thank all judges who have welcomed the projects wholeheartedly. Some of the judges have already interacted with the children, and each interaction has been accepted by the schools and student representatives, in fact, as a boon. The students were so excited that they asked many questions, and the judges were very patiently answering them, sharing their experiences, views in such a manner for molding up their young minds for becoming the dutiful citizens of the nation. Now the club has been introduced, which gives immense hope with happiness. Now all these projects are brought under the KeLSA, of which Honorable Chief Justice is the chief patron. It is happy that Justice Jayashankaran Nambiar is the member of the advisory and the consultative panel to NALSA, and Justice P.B. Suresh Kumar is the chairman of Legal Service Committee. I am sure that Sri Joshi John, Member Secretary KeLSA, will handle the projects smoothly. I must mention here Advocate Parvati Menon with great appreciation, who has been excellently coordinating all the projects. I congratulate Advocate Kartiya, Advocate Srikala, Srimati Mini PS of Justice Mustaq, Legal Service Committee team, the NGOs, all our Federation Committee members past and present, all the lady advocates who work for VRC, Family Counseling Center, and all young advocates, both men and women, engaged in Samvada and all projects for their pro bono services. All deserve big salutes. Here I, on behalf of the Kerala Federation of Women Lawyers, wish all success to all the projects and happily promise our helps hereafter also. Thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am. I invite Ms. Jubia A., Director, Kerala State Mediation and Conciliation Center, for the concluding remarks.
Good evening to all. We are at the end of the program, and my duty is to deliver vote of thanks. On behalf of KeLSA, I express deep gratitude to Honorable Chief Justice, Honorable Judges of the High Court, all the distinguished guests, speakers, judicial officers, advocates, students, officers of the High Court, the technical and support staff, and each and everyone who contributed to this program. Thank you.
Kindly raise for the national anthem.
Janagana Mana Adhinayaka Jaya He Bharata Bhagya Vidhata Punjab Sindhu Gujarat Maratha Dravida Uttara Vanga Vindhya Himachala Yamuna Ganga Uchala Jaladhitaranga तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगल दायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे